What's poppin' YouTube, and welcome to my channel, Astro Finesse. It's your boy Lil Finesse Jiggy Hippie, back with another video for y'all. And in this video right here is a brand new series. I'm gonna talk to y'all about the North Node and the South Node. Now pause for the cause. If you don't know what that is, I'm gonna explain to you right now. But if you don't know what your birth chart is, if you're new to astrology, if you don't understand how important it is to learn about yourself, if you're just new to this whole journey of self-love, self-knowledge, don't worry, I got you. There's a couple of videos. I'll put the link in the description. You have to watch them first to become hip to the knowledge of what I'm about to talk about right now. So if you look at your birth chart or your natal chart, it's the same thing. And you realize that your North Node is in Aries, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's just get it popping, shall we? Now you already know, before I even break it down what a North Node and South Node is, I'm gonna give y'all a list of some celebrities so y'all can visually see what North Node and Aries people look like and act like in reality. So to start, we got Jennifer Aniston, your boy Drizzy Drake, Mariah Carey, Will Smith, Shia LaBeouf, Kendrick Lamar, Solange Knowles, Frank Ocean, Wiz Khalifa, Lisa Bonet, Jamie Foxx, Stevie Wonder, Tony Braxton, and Cassie. Alright, so boom, the North Node and the South Node. So on your chart, what the North Node represents and the South Node represents, the South Node is your karmic past, and the North Node is your destiny, what you're supposed to be working towards. So whatever your North Node is, in this case it's Aries, the opposite of that sign, which is Libra, is what your South Node is. So basically, before I even move on, we have to all understand that we all have a past life. We all have not been here. It's not the first time you've been here. It's not the first time you've lived a human experience. It's not the first time you've been alive. Like, you have a past life. Your past life is being represented by your South Node. That's how you were back then in your past life, your karmic past. And now you're being called upon to work towards your destiny, to work towards your future, to work towards something that will help you change and propel to be the best version of yourself, which is your North Node. Your South Node is like your comfort zone. It's like where you feel the most comfortable, because in your past life, you've been doing that the whole time. You've been comfortable doing that. You just feel at ease doing your South Node characteristics and tendencies. It's not like, I'm not saying like in this case, it's Libra South Node. I'm not saying that in your past life you were Libra, but in your past life, you exhibited a lot of Libra qualities, and you're being called upon to work towards your destiny, work towards the future, learn your lessons, because we all came here to learn a lesson. Like, we're using this vessel as a body to learn a lesson. And when you don't learn the lesson, you're going to reincarnate back into another body, another vessel to learn that lesson. So watching this video right now, learning about yourself through astrology, through numerology, doing all this self-knowledge and self-work on yourself, it's all to help you learn the lessons, to look at your chart, to see who you are, see what you got to learn the lessons you came here to learn, so that when you leave this place, this earth plane, you can really reincarnate back into where you're supposed to be. You're not trying to come back into this earth plane again. We came here to live a human experience, to learn how it is to overcome our human tendencies and all that. We all came here to learn something. So when it comes to North and South Node, you want to go towards your North Node characteristics and tendencies, because in the past life, you're so used to being in that South Node tendency. So now boom, Libra, South Node, Aries, North Node. What does that mean? In your past life, Libra, South Node people, you had a lot of Libra tendencies. And I remember Libra represents, is ruled by the 7th house of relationships, partnerships, and all that. So in your past life, you were so used to being in a relationship, in a long marriage. You were always the person to always have a person next to you. You had very codependent qualities. You always had somebody there with you. You were in a relationship all the time. You were in long marriages. You always had somebody there next to you. So you're used to your comfort zone in this life right now. Your comfort zone is always having a partner. It's always being codependent. It's always asking somebody to help you make decisions, because you all know Libras ruled by the scales. They see twos and everything, so it's hard for them to choose one set decision. So they like to ask people around them to see which one is better for them. Like they have like a need to always ask somebody else for their opinion. They're kind of codependent in that way because they need that balance of two minds. So that Libra South Node, you're used to having that codependency on people. You're used to putting somebody always in front of you, or you're used to always putting somebody first. You're used to always being that co-star. Like look at life as a movie. Your movie role back then in your past life was always being the co-star. You were always being that person that's always codependent on somebody that'll put somebody in front of you. But your destiny and what you're supposed to work towards, and when it comes to the North Node and South Node, this is the hardest thing to do because your comfort zone is what you're used to, so you're always stuck in doing what you're used to. And now something called a Saturn return. If you're watching this and you're less than 30, you're most likely ahead of people that have not learned about this after the age of 30. So if you're watching this and you haven't reached your Saturn return yet, and the Saturn return happens like around the age of 28, it starts to creep in. But at the age of 30 is like when you actually get that Saturn return. And the Saturn return is, for those who don't know what it is like when the planet Saturn comes back around. And Saturn is that, remember, that is the planarian planet, the father, like the father figure. It forces you to learn your lessons, very disciplined on yourself. So you have to learn your lessons before the age of 30, and then when you learn it, you become blessed, and you actually fall into your purpose kind of thing. So if you're watching this before the age of 30, you are very blessed and you should work on this right now. It's not going to happen overnight. This is a very hard thing to do because you're so used to being codependent on somebody. You're so used to always being in a relationship. You're so used to being graceful. You're so used to being so peacekeeping. You're so used to not being assertive or asserting yourself or asserting your needs to somebody. You're just so used to not wanting to be alone a lot. You're just so used to having that person next to you. So now you're being called upon because your Aries is in the North Node. And that's your destiny. That's where you're supposed to go and work towards. You're being called upon to go into Aries characteristics, which is that independent quality, which is that assertiveness quality, which is being your own person. A lot of times, Libra South Node people, they will find their identity through their relationships, through the person they're dating. They'll always want to help somebody be the best version of themselves, while in the background they're just not even working on themselves. It's like they're always the co-star putting all their personal energy into somebody else. And when you're doing that, you're giving that person your power, and that person, depending on the age you are, the kind of relationship it is, a lot of times it won't work out like that because you're not supposed to be so codependent in this lifetime. This movie role you're supposed to work in now, you're supposed to be the lead role person. You're supposed to be the lead star of this movie right now. And that's very hard, like I said, because in your past life, you've been the co-star the whole time. So it's like telling the co-star, like, all right, so boom, you've been the co-star this whole time, so now it's your time to be a lead role. Here you go. Pushes you in front of the camera. I'm like, all right, so now go ahead and lead. So obviously it's uncomfortable because you're not used to doing that. Obviously it's not in your nature to just want to put yourself first. Because a lot of times Libra South Node people, Aries North Node people, they feel weird when they put themselves first. They feel weird when they feel like they're selfish as hell when they put themselves first. And the reason why you just feel so uncomfortable putting yourself first is because you're so used to being that codependent person. But you have to work into alignment with your North Node. You have to look at your North Node and say that, all right, boom, this is what I'm supposed to be doing in this lifetime. This is what I'm supposed to be learning in this lifetime. I'm not saying you're supposed to be an Aries. You're supposed to work on having Aries characteristics. And what are Aries characteristics? Being assertive. Like people that have this placement are afraid to be assertive because they're afraid of what people might think about them. You know, Libras really care about what people think about them rather than them caring about themselves. Libras put other people's needs first, other people's opinions first in front of them rather than caring about themselves. So you're being called upon to be more assertive, be more independent, be more of a leader for yourself, to think about yourself first. And this is extremely hard for y'all. Like I said, a lot of y'all feel like, damn, I'm feeling selfish right now, or I don't feel comfortable doing that. I feel more comfortable being the co-star. Being in your comfort zone all the time, there will be no change in your life if you're always in your comfort zone. Now, we all have free will. We all could do what we want. But having this knowledge, looking at your birth chart, your blueprint of your life, looking at your birth chart and seeing like, all right, so damn, I have this energy inside my chart. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Having the free will to actually work towards what you're supposed to be doing, you will get rewarded for that. Understand that. Once you put yourself first, once you become independent, you will get rewarded for that because you're working towards your destiny, working in alignment with your destiny. If you don't work towards your destiny and you just stay comfortable being the co-star, stay comfortable being so codependent on people, you will not learn your lesson and you will just come back, reincarnate back in here, and you have to start all this journey, all this process all over again. So understand that if you get stuck in your comfort zone, you will not change. And now this is, like I said, this is a very difficult thing to conquer, to master, because you're just so used to being number two. But Aries North Node, to go into your North Node, to go into your destiny, to go into your purpose, work towards the Aries characteristics. Now, a thing I could do is whatever passion you have, when you find your passion, find what you like doing, put your all into it and really think about yourself a lot. So when you're working on yourself, working on your passion, you will attract people that will like you and they will know that, all right, so this person is a very independent person. This person really has their own thing going on for themselves. And you wouldn't attract people that are just want to take your energy from you. They will respect you for being independent, for being assertive of yourself, for saying your needs. They will not trying to take from you all the time. Because what you will notice in this lifetime, because you were born already having that energy of like, I've been a co-star my whole life, so I'm going to naturally want to be in relationships all the time. I'm going to naturally want to commit to somebody and put my all into that person, not really care about my needs. Or what happened is that person will always just take from you and you will feel empty. You will feel like, I know, even though I love this person, I know I'm in a relationship, I like having that person next to me, but inside yourself you will feel empty because you just feel like you're just being taken advantage of. Like, people with this placement usually are like doormats. People just take advantage of them all the time because you just want to keep the peace all the time. But Aries are not the type to always keep the peace. Aries energy wants to conquer. Aries energy wants to dominate. Aries energy wants to be assertive. So you being so peacekeeping all the time, being so graceful all the time, because that's your comfort zone, you're not going to change. You're not going to propel yourself. You're not going to advance yourself in this lifetime. So you have to really work on trying to assert yourself more, trying to be a leader. Try not to care so much about what somebody thinks about you. If that's how you feel, if that's the need you have, if that's what you really want to do, assert that need to that person, to your partner. And if they don't understand it, then you already know that person is not for you. Like, you really have to work on thinking about yourself over everything. It's very difficult, like I said, but understand how rewarding it will be when you finally put yourself first, finally become that independent person that you already have inside you. Like, you already have this energy. Like, the universe is not going to assign you these north nodes and these south nodes. They're not going to assign you these placements and not give you the energy you have, not give you the energy that you could use it to propel yourself in that position. So inside you, you have the energy to actually work towards this Aries North Node. If you don't listen to your North Node, if you don't want to work on it, your soul will not feel fulfilled. You will just be in the same patterns, the same relationships that don't go anywhere for you, or you just won't feel fulfilled in relationships. You'll feel taken advantage of. You'll be so codependent on people. It will just be the same patterns going on and on in your life. So understand that as soon as you walk into that North Node energy, when you walk into that Aries energy, you will get rewarded for this. So find a passion you like. Put your energy into something that helps you out, that helps you for yourself. Really think about your needs first. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. Don't be afraid to ruffle the feathers. Like, don't be so peacekeeping all the time. Like, even if something is happening and you want to say something about it, the Libra South Node in you will be like, nah, don't say it. Just let it happen, let it rock. Or just don't stand up for myself. I'll just let it rock. But you're being called upon. You want to work towards your destiny. So be assertive, speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself, be more individualistic. Don't be so dependent on other people around you, because that is how you're comfortable being in. That's where your comfort zone is. So work on this aspect of your chart. Look at your chart and understand that, all right, so boom, I'm supposed to be more of an Aries type person because I'm so used to being a Libra type person. If I don't walk towards this purpose of them Aries characteristics, I will repeat the same tendencies, I will repeat the same patterns, and I will not improve myself in life. All astrology is helping you to see what you have to work on in yourself, and you work on these things every single day. Astrology is something that you look at your chart, and you look at things you have to work on, the positives and negatives of yourself. There's positive and negatives of everything. So it's looking at the positive and negatives of yourself, using your free will to consciously make the changes in your life that will help you propel yourself in life. You want to move towards your destiny. North Node is your destiny. South Node is your past, your karmic past. We all have been here many times before. Understand that. This is not your first rodeo. This is not your first time living. Understand that we all have a lot of karmic past. Libra South Node, your past was being very codependent. Like I said, your past is always putting somebody in front of you, somebody first. Your past is always being that person that you just like, always in a long committed relationship, long marriages that you always felt comfortable asking somebody else for their opinion before you make a decision. You always felt comfortable just letting somebody else take the lead in your life. You're being called upon. You're being understood now. You're understanding that you have to work towards the North Node energy, become that Aries leader, become more independent. Think about yourself first. Understand how important it is to really try to be more selfish, all right? And your version of selfishness is not going to be a toxic version of selfishness, because your version of selfishness will even be like, damn, I know I'm thinking about myself, but I feel like I don't feel comfortable. So it's not even going to be like you're just being selfish and you're going to start being an asshole to people, because automatically you are very people pleasing, automatically very graceful, automatically have all this attraction to yourself. People like being around you automatically. So it's not like you're going to be I'm not telling you to be selfish and you're going to start being an asshole to people, because it's not in you to be like that anyway, because your comfort zone is to be that co-star, to be that co-person. But when I say be more selfish, is to stop worrying about what people think about you so much. Stop worrying and stop having that fear that if you assert yourself, your partner will leave you. Like, y'all have a fear of being alone so much, you have a fear of being by yourself so much, that when something really bothers you, because you're afraid that person might leave, you won't say nothing. You will just let it rock. You just like not even bring it up, because you're just afraid that, all right, if I say this, they're going to be mad at me, or they're going to want to leave me or whatever. So that fear of being alone will really stop you from being assertive to yourself. And when you're not assertive, when you're not asserting yourself, understand that you're going to always feel like you're not being fulfilled. You're going to have that deep, empty part in your heart, like you're not being fulfilled, you're not being listened to, you're not being taken you're being taken advantage of, you're not being appreciated all the time, because you're always just sitting back. So I'm going to say this one more time. Libra South Node, Aries North Node. Your South Node, your comfort zone, is being that codependent person, being that people pleaser. Your destiny, what you're supposed to work towards, is to be more independent, be more focused on yourself and your needs and your goals and your aspirations, like what you want to do in this life. Work towards that. Be more independent. Be that entrepreneur. Like, work for yourself. Like, do things for yourself that will benefit you as a person. And then you will be in line with your purpose, in line with your life path, and you will be learning the lessons that we all came in this earth plane to learn. We all came here to learn something so that we could learn it and we could go back to where we came from. All right, so boom, that was my video on North Node and Aries. I hope y'all enjoyed that. My next video, you already know, is going to be a North Node and Taurus. So you already know I'm about to go in. If you have subscribed to my channel, appreciate all y'all for real. Appreciate all y'all for real. I can't even fathom the fact that, I don't know, I'm growing so fast, but I appreciate all y'all for real. You already know. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet though, go ahead and handle that one time for your boy. Don't forget to drink your water, mind your business, and be safe out here. It's your boy Lil Finesse Jiggy Hippie. I'm gonna see all y'all when I see y'all. Peace.